The next step for Scioart is the rollout of multiple products. The first product being the Moon Racing Challenge, which we have a prototype of now. We will announce this to the marketplace during the VR Hackathon, which is going to be located in Las Vegas, Compton, and Oakland. At least those 3 locations, and we may have more. At that time, also our alliance ships will be announced with HP, Oculus, and or Vive, and some other technology companies that we're working on right now, including Sony. Sony has an interest for us to have the game running on the Sony PlayStation in virtual reality. In fact, Sony actually just released their VR headset into the market. They were the first to market for an actual game console, which is very exciting. And so they're based here in Los Angeles, so very, very easy for us to work with them as well. The rollout cycle and what we need for the funding is this. First, we have the app version of the lunar racing game coming out, Moon Racing Challenge it's called, and then we will go with a PC version which will be able to run then on the game consoles. That version will have a higher level of simulation with it, and that means that now we've created a platform with the moon landscape, which we're using NASA's data. So this is really a combination. Again, this is a combination between simulation and arcade gameplay. And so when we combine those two together, we create a very powerful, not only game, but potential learning experience. Now, the team that we'll have in Los Angeles will have core team of about 6 main people. It will build over, that will be in the first 60 to 90 days. I will build that out to a team of about 25 people locally. We'll also be using off-site people, contractors. I don't foresee that the internal team will be beyond about 25. The external teams will be a way that we can control our costs as well as expansion on a very cost-effective basis. We'll also be looking at smaller teams off-site that we may end up putting under the fold and let them be independently managed. We're looking at other technologies that these small teams may have done in their garage that we may put also under the fold. And so that's why we're raising a raise of $10 million at this time, because we want to have the flexibility to be able to put, not only to have multiple products coming out into the marketplace, and to have an engineering team that can address the various hardware components that come out. And what I mean by that would be the VR headsets and the variables there. Now, we have VR headsets, virtual reality, but we also have augmented reality headsets. So we have to really look, and we mustn't forget, there's something called kinetics. Kinetics are force feedback systems. We are going to be, because I've worked in all of these areas for a great length of time, we're going to be able to work again with the greatest and the best of these for the manufacturers to use our software, our games, to be samples on their systems. I still have Rockwell calling me saying, hey, we want to work with you. We use their headsets that they sell into NASA for astronaut training and pilot training, and they're saying, if you have anything, we want to put it on our systems. So those kinds of relationships are what's going to afford us to really have a very strong brand and presence in the marketplace. That's why I created this word combination between scio, an actual Latin word meaning knowledge, and art, meaning to actualize, to create. So that's why it's the art of knowledge. Scioart as a word, maybe you say, what is it at first? But once you hear it, it's a brand. And that brand then will encompass all of these variables. The first variable we're working on for product line is under the Moonplay brand. Under the Moonplay brand, we have all of these space games. Then we'll have adventure games under the Scioart brand. So it isn't that we're just going to do space, but it's the lowest hanging fruit. And certainly with the emphasis on the new space programs going on, it's a great entry point. And virtual reality is extremely well suited to be in virtual reality, and there are a lot of reasons, a lot of technical reasons, a lot of visual reasons why. One of them, just to say, would be we've never experienced it, so we have a lot more latitude with it. At the same time, people want to experience it. The best VR programming is that which you want to experience, but you cannot experience. That's the strength. So wouldn't you want to go under the depths of the ocean and hang out? Who doesn't want to do that? Those are the engaging experiences. Now, Many people create just anything in VR because they think, oh, okay, let's do it. It's all in. No. That's not what we're doing. We're doing the best of it and making the best of the experiences happen. How exciting is that? I can go to the moon, I can go to Mars, and I can actually walk around and see what it's like. That's the type of programming that we're doing, and that's our rollout schedule for the next year is going to be 10 implementations of variables of these programs from the moon to Mars and beyond, as well as then going under the water, underwater worlds, exploring the inner earth. These are the kinds of experiences. And of course, we've all seen, I think, going inside the body. What kind of adventure will that be? Going, miniaturizing yourself as a pod and going into the cellular DNA. That's pretty cool. And that's going to get our next scientists at the same time. Remember, this all translates back to a very high ROI over a very short period of time. We're looking at a 2-year cycle here, and income starting within a 6-month period of time, because we are already ready with a prototype of the first game, which is the Moon Racing Challenge. 90 days of development, and we'll be ready to take that to market.